Okay, guys, so yesterday we calculated the area, the total surface area of a cube. Okay, so we know that a cube was made up of 6 squares. Okay, so today we're going to have a look at the surface area, total surface area of a cuboid. Okay, so this cuboid here is made up of 4 rectangles and 2 squares. Okay, similarly to the cube, it has 6 faces, but unlike the cube, it has 4 rectangles and it has 2 squares. Okay, so how many faces does the cuboid have, and what shapes are the faces of the cube? So it has 6 faces and it has 4 rectangles and 2 cubes, this particular cuboid. Okay, if we open up the cuboid into a net, we can see the different shapes very clearly. So like it's shown here, if we open it up into a net, we can see the 4 rectangles and the 2 squares. How many measurements do we need to know to work out the surface area of the cuboid? So if one of the rectangles is 7 centimeters long and 5 centimeters wide, what is the total surface area of the cuboid? So by getting these two measurements, we can calculate the total surface area of the cuboid. So let's write in these measurements into our cuboid. So the area, or the length from here to here, we are told is 7 centimeters. So let's write in 7 centimeters. Okay, for this top rectangle here. Okay, and the width is 5 centimeters. So let's write in 5 centimeters here for the width. Okay, good stuff. So now we can calculate the area of this rectangle here. So we multiply the length by the width, so it's 7 multiplied by 5, and it gives us 35 centimeters squared. Because we have 4 rectangles in the cuboid, we multiply the 35 centimeters squared by 4, and it gives us a total of 140 centimeters squared. So we've calculated all our rectangles, calculated what all of our rectangles would add up to, okay, their area, by getting 1 and multiplying it by 4, the amount of rectangles. Okay, so for our 2 squares, let's have a look. If we know that this is 5 centimeters here, we also know that a square has all sides in a square are equal, so we can write in our 5 centimeters here. So what is the total surface area, or the total area of this square? It's 5 centimeters multiplied by 5 centimeters. We have 2 squares, 1 and 2. So we multiply 25 centimeters squared by 2, and we get 50 centimeters squared. Add the two of them up, the 140 centimeters squared from the 4 rectangles and the 2 squares, and we get 190 centimeters squared. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the first one here with us, guys, cuboid 1, to get us started on these. So I'll go through cuboid 1 and I'll let you off then to do cuboid 2 to 6. Okay, so have a look at cuboid 1 in the next example. Okay, let's look at cuboid 1, so the first one. So we're given the length of 9 centimeters. So we'll fill that in on this little cuboid here. We're given the length of 9 centimeters. Okay, I'm just going to cover over this here, just so we don't need it for a second. And we're given the width of 4 centimeters. So from here to here, here to here is 4 centimeters. Okay, so I'll write in the 4 here. So we know that this is a square. So we know this, there are 2 squares. So this is a square, and there's one here the far side that we can't see. Okay, so when we look at the net, we can see the net. Okay, so we know that all the sides of the square are going to be 4 centimeters. Okay, 4, 4, and 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the surface area with our 4 rectangles and our 2 squares. All right, so our 4 rectangles and our 2 squares in this cuboid. So let's have a look. Let's do the rectangles first. So it's 9 multiplied by 4. So this is the rectangle. So it's 9, all the rectangle, all the surface area of the rectangle is 9 multiplied by 4 centimeters. And that gives us 36. Okay, gives us 36 centimeters squared. All right, and we multiply that by 4 and it gives us, you can calculate that yourself. Okay, so we have to multiply by 4 because there are 4 rectangles in the cuboid. Okay, 4 rectangles in the cuboid, so we multiply it by 4. So 9 by 4, first of all, to get the surface area of our rectangle. Okay, and then we have to multiply it by the 4 rectangles. Okay, so you can get the answer to that yourself. And then we have to do our square. So we've got 2 squares. So we multiply 4 centimeters by 4 centimeters gives us 16 centimeters squared, multiplied by 2. Okay, because there's 2 squares. 2 squares. Okay, and that, my friends, will give us the answer to the total surface area of the cuboid. So we get the answer for 4 multiplied by 36 and the answer for 2 multiplied by 16 centimeters squared, add them together, and that will give me our total surface area. So have a go, guys, at the cuboids 2 to 6 for your work for today. Okay, guys, hope this helps and best of luck.